Our program will start with the welcoming remarks from Professor Mustafa Aydın, Director of Kıbrıs University, and Professor Aydın, the President of CESRAN International. The program will continue with keynote speeches by Professor Mustafa and Professor Aydın. Now I would like to invite Professor Mustafa Aydın for his welcoming remarks.
Dear guests, friends, welcome to Kıbrıs University in Istanbul. It's an honor to have you all here to open this CESRAN event. I was one of the keynote speakers in the last, let's say, session or instance of this conference. So this is a very good initiative, and it's an admiring initiative from CESRAN, because especially in Turkey, I always say in this kind of opening remarks that it's easy to start things in Turkey, but it's very difficult to continue them, to make them a tradition. CESRAN's Eurasia conference has become a tradition now. They have been doing it for a number of years now, and they have been doing it very successfully. So last time when I attended in Konya, actually, I suggested that the next event should be in Istanbul, Kıbrıs University. Of course, CESRAN administrators have agreed kindly to have it here. It's also good luck, but I was also aware of the situation 2 years ago, but this year is the 25th anniversary of the end of the Cold War and the independence of most of the countries in Eurasia. We have lived together, most of us have been active in those 25 years as academics or experts or researchers in this region. We have followed it closely. Its ups and downs. It's been interesting time period. Not always peaceful, unfortunately, but nevertheless it was interesting. I have traveled almost everywhere in Eurasia in those 25 years, except Moldova. I've never been to Moldova, so I have to rectify that. But however you define Eurasia, I have been in all those countries. And it has been interesting, 25 years, watching the developments in the region. It still fascinates me and many people, and I'm sure it fascinates you, with array of different people, cultures, ethnicities, languages, traditions. It's sometimes when we are working very closely with the region, any region, but Eurasia in this instance, we get distracted. We get used to what's happening in the regions. But if you step back, as I had to, because I became an administrator rather than academic in the last few years, then when you come back and you relook into the region, then you start noticing the differences, what has happened. Of course, 25 years is, in one perspective, is nothing in terms of human life, human existence, and the years that the states exist. But nevertheless, it's enough time to become established major organizations, states, countries. And many of these countries, some of which did not have any state traditions in 25 years ago, some of which had never been independent states beforehand, have developed their state organizations, have developed their independence, have developed their traditions of state, traditions of existence, countries. And despite the dire predictions in 25 years ago, not much catastrophe had happened. I remember in mid-1990s and late 1990s, you were discussing how it would have been to keep this region together. How difficult it would have been to keep these countries independence. 20 years ago, we were discussing that many of the countries in Eurasia, Central Asia, in Caucasus, in the Black Sea area, even in Eastern Europe, what we call Eastern Europe then, they were kind of a medley of different ethnicities, languages, religions, and we were all talking that this is a case, it's a public case. We thought that it was a public case and there would be wars and conflicts and people would kill each other, etc. It didn't happen overall. Of course there were wars and the conflicts, but as anywhere in the world, it's not unique to this region. And especially Central Asia have avoided such chaos. So it's interesting to look back now from 25 years, and we have to now look back and see what happened and what was good that happened in this region that kept this region together. It didn't collapse, it didn't implode, it didn't start a Third World War. And after all, I think there were some very successful examples and cases of state development in various parts of Eurasia. So we have to look to them now more closely and to see what they did right in those 25 years. Of course, those 25 years for many of us have been exciting periods as well. We have discovered new regions, we have discovered new flowers, new tastes in these regions. We have discovered many people that we never had connections before, especially as Turks, or especially as people from Turkey. We had some ideas, imaginations about Eurasia, but never had real experience. Now we have. So it has been a good 25 years, I hope. At least from my perspective, and I hope it's your perspective also. So I'm looking forward to the next 25 years, if I can be here next 25 years, but if I'm not personally, I'm sure the countries that got independent in 25 years ago, they will be here because they have succeeded in establishing basic systems. So with that note, again, let me welcome you to Kadir Has University. Some of you have been here before, our friends. Welcome back. You know what to expect at this university and Istanbul. Some of you may have been here for the first time. If you are here for the first time, this is a small university, but with many unique specialities. If you have time, please create a time for yourself. Go around the campus. It's small enough you can go around during the lunch break. We have a museum under the university. Since we are talking 25 years, so it's kind of a history. Go to the museum under the university. It dates from 11th century. So it's a little bit longer time period. It's nice. We have a Byzantine system under the university from 11th century. Part of the Ottoman also from 16th century. And this building was originally built as a tobacco factory